Let us now talk about mindset. Hashtag lead your thoughts as part of Module 1 in my workshop, From Graduate to Hired. This will be an interactive session, so please get a notebook out or something to write on. Again, I will instruct you to pause this video occasionally to be interactive. And I also invite you to dive into the material by reading or researching and answering questions, etc. You decide how long you take. Pause the video now to find a notebook. Easy enough? Are you ready? Mindset is everything. Do you agree or disagree? For starters, what is your definition of mindset? Is it your attitude? Is it perspective? Belief, maybe? Merriam-Webster says that mindset is a mental attitude or inclination. It further defines it as a fixed state of mind. Interestingly, dictionary.com's first definition is a fixed attitude, disposition, or mood. I find the word fixed interesting. I say it's bullcrap. Why do you think that is? At the core of all attitude, inclination, state of mind, and even disposition or mood is thought. An attitude or belief, or any of them really, is simply a thought that you choose to focus on over and over again. You have a choice in what you focus on, and you can change it at any time. Mindset is simply thought, and you choose what thoughts to focus. Now, let's talk about the number of thoughts a human being can have. Can you imagine 35 to 48 thoughts in 1 minute? Can you imagine even just 6,000 thoughts, let alone 60,000? Now that's a lot of brain power. And why do I call the premise fixed from the earlier definitions nonsense? Even if you only had 6,000 thoughts in a day, at any moment in time, we're thinking of yet something else different. To make that clear, let us now focus on one thought. Have you ever walked into your room to do something, and then another thing caught your attention? You start with your original intent, and then you shift your attention to a thing or two. As you see a receipt from the grocery store, oh, and there's that hat that you were looking for yesterday. By the time you leave the room, you're like, why did I go to my bedroom again? And you cannot stop these thoughts, even if you tried. We can start to focus on one thought, but then we are surrounded by a stimuli. Can you think of your similar experience recently? Now, let's do more focusing with this little exercise. So here's my instruction. Stop thinking of what you had for dinner last night. I repeat, stop thinking of what you had for dinner last night. And now I want you to stop thinking of your computer monitor or cell phone that you're staring at. These are quite simple instructions, and I have no doubt that you were successful in stopping those thoughts, right? Now, what did you just think about? I want to point out 3 things. The first one is the concept of negation. I said, stop thinking. Do not think. Do not stare. I have no doubt. The second is, we will always have yet another thought, and you cannot stop thoughts as we're surrounded by stimuli, and they constantly bring on other thoughts. And lastly, even if stimuli weren't, the third concept, by using words and focusing with words, I am able to lead your thoughts to dinner, last night, your computer monitor, cell phone, your bedroom, a receipt, a hat, and leaving your bedroom. Oh, and I also said negation. You get to imagine and think about all these things by my mere focusing and leading your thoughts. And I use words in this case. What other ways can you think of? There you go. I go again. Using words to invite you to come up with other ways that we can focus our thinking. What other ways can we focus our thoughts with? So when I say I've forever been a student of and a proponent of rigor in one's thoughts, I simply mean that I deliberately focus on choice and our ability to focus thoughts through the action of thinking or speaking, and also hearing or seeing, from every waking moment to moment. Let's park that for a second as I focus you on even more new thoughts. What comes to mind when I say the word party or celebration? What comes to mind when I say beach, nature, finding your dream job, anniversary, family, promotion, skiing, fun times? I was intending to give you the warm and fuzzies to bring out good emotions just by focusing your thoughts with very specific words. And pictures can do that too, just like the slide. I purposely just added emotion on top of thought by using specific tools like words or pictures. I wanted you to feel good in this moment. If I did not do that, what other words would give you good feeling emotions? What other words can you think of that make you feel good right now? As varied and diverse as we are as human beings, different words obviously mean different things to different people. Use what works for you. So just to review, we covered thought, we covered focusing our thoughts, and we now just added emotion on top of thoughts with feeling good. Now, to a last point before we go to a quick and fun video that will tie all these concepts together. Another focus point to ponder. Think back to an accomplishment or accomplishments in your life recently, big or small. How do you feel when you accomplished your goal? A sense of relief, maybe? Pride? Excitement? Exhilaration? Now go back to the time when you thought of the goal for the very first time. Was there trepidation, uncertainty, maybe a little fear or resistance? On a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the strongest, you're above a 5 for these feelings. Was it easy or hard to start working towards your goal, considering how you were feeling? With all of that, I bet it was hard to begin. Am I right? And as you were going through the motions of working towards your goal, have you ever felt stuck? Of course you did. This is one scenario. Let's call it the hard scenario. What if, for the second scenario, you were inspired by a thought from the time you created the goal, and it was very easy to take immediate action all the way to completion? Can you recall something like that? And what if there was very little or even none of the doubts and fears, like in the hard scenario? For example, I was visiting my mother's townhome a month ago, and I had the thought that I would replace the ceiling fan at my place with hers. No worries, she no longer lives there. A few YouTube videos later, some simple tools, visits to the hardware, and a lot of stepping into the unknown, I accomplished my goal. I disconnected mom's fan that you see in the top picture, took it to my place, uninstalled mine, put up and wired my new fan, and all in working order. Incidentally, there was no planning, as I just felt antsy one day and wound up driving to mom's. But my inspired idea evoked ease. The whole chain of steps seemingly unfolded effortlessly. My inspiration to take mom's fan was so strong that it created ease and seemingly unfolded what I needed to do, rather effortlessly. You see, my inspiration was that I would have something else that belonged to my mom to remember her by. And yes, I felt stuck a few times. It got quite bad when I had already installed the fan in my room that I even considered hiring a contractor the day just before I got it working. Again, my inspiration was so strong, and I assert that because of it, I was simply unstoppable, and the end result would only be success. No question about it. Have any of the accomplishments from my earlier question been as inspired and effortless as inspired scenario number 2? From your experience, would you agree that if you are inspired and in a good feeling place, it's easier to find answers, you get flashes of solutions, and it seems like nothing will stop you? What does this all have to do with your job search? What does this have to do with accomplishing any goal for that matter? Don't make the mistake, like most people, and miss the aligning with inspiration by simply jumping into any action. Though any action is still better than no action, it's so much easier if you align first. Choose inspired action versus just any action, anytime. A good place to start for inspiration is in the answers to questions like, what would it look like when I accomplish my goal? How good would I feel then? Why do I want to accomplish my goal? And then sometimes you must keep repeating the why question until you have several thoughts that truly light you up and inspire you. So let's do this now. If you're looking for your dream job, pause this video and answer those questions, or answer the same for any goal you'd like to accomplish. You will know you're inspired, or even that you have the right goal, when the answers and thoughts you come up with simply light you up and you feel really, really good. Pause the video now. Welcome back. Hope you're feeling really great right about now. To review the points I made this session segment, you have a choice in what you focus on, and you can change your focus at any time. Mindset is simply thought, and you choose what thoughts to focus on by the action of thinking or speaking, or hearing or seeing, from every waking moment to moment. Inspired thoughts evoke ease. Emotion on top of thoughts and feeling good creates ease and unfolds what needs to be done rather effortlessly. Inspired thought brings on good thoughts, and they act as focused stimuli, if you will, to bring in more of the same. And finally, choose inspired action versus just any action, anytime. I hope that your newly focused thoughts and distinctions bring you much joy and inspiration. Are you ready for the last two activities? We're ending by a fun video, and to smoothly transition it to what we just covered, allow me to guide your thoughts for optimal results. In the video, the word data could be replaced by thoughts. Important, replace with inspired or inspiration. And towards the end of the video, where it says look for the positives, change that to look for what makes you feel just a tad better in the moment. I repeat, positives, change to look for what makes you feel just a tad better in the moment. And as extra credit at the end of the video, where it says I encourage you to research and check out the more academic information that you can find on our physical body part, the reticular formation, and the reticular activating system, or RAS, that is akin to our human nervous system. Are there any questions? And again, you can reach me on LinkedIn by simply going to berniefloresca.com, or if you prefer, send me an email to bernie@berniefloresca.com. My apologies that you have to manually type in the YouTube link. Are you ready for it? I truly appreciate your kind attention and thank you for making this an interactive session. I hope this segment has given you much insight and you get to apply the concepts I just shared as you continue to lead your thoughts. I'm including the slide, and you can simply type in reticular activating system in the YouTube search box, and this is the video that you're looking for.